right, let's talk about ghosts. Not the spooky, chain-rattling kind that haunt Scottish castles, but a different sort of phantom. The ghost of a man who was, for a brief, brilliant moment, one of the sharpest, funniest, and most dangerous musical satirists America ever produced. His name is Tom Lehrer. And if you don't know who he is, well, you're in for a treat. If you do know him, you've probably spent years wondering, where the hell did he go? It's a question that has haunted his fans for decades, a genuine mystery in an age where no one truly disappears. He was a comet, a brilliant flash of light that streaked across the sky and then, just as everyone was looking up, vanished. This isn't just a story about a musician. Thomas Andrew Lehrer was born in New York City in 1928, a child of the Great Depression, which is perhaps the perfect incubator for a healthy sense of cynicism. He was, by all accounts, a certified genius. He enrolled at Harvard University at the tender age of 16, majoring in mathematics. Yes, mathematics, the field of pure, cold, beautiful logic. This dual identity, the serious academic and the gleeful satirist, wasn't a contradiction. It was his superpower. First and foremost, there was the sheer, unadulterated intelligence behind every line. Second, there was the glorious, beautiful dissonance between the music and the lyrics. Third, Lehrer was a master of the list song, a format he used to devastating effect. His rise to fame wasn't orchestrated by a major record label or a slick marketing team. It was a grassroots movement, fueled by college students and intellectuals who were starved for entertainment that didn't treat them like idiots. His song, We Will All Go Together. When We Go wasn't a protest song in the traditional sense. He took topics that were considered taboo, death, disease, perversion, religious hypocrisy, and placed them center stage under a bright, cheerful spotlight. It was a calculated assault on propriety, and audiences absolutely loved the feeling of being in on such a wonderfully wicked secret. What made him a sensation was that he offered a different kind of rebellion. It was a rebellion of the mind. For a brief, shining moment, the nerds had a king, and he ruled from a piano bench. And then he was gone, just like that. At the very moment his fame was cresting, in the late 1960s, Tom Lehrer performed what might be his greatest trick. He vanished from public life. He simply finished his commitments, packed up his songs, and walked away. There is a quote famously, and perhaps apocryphally attributed to Tom Lehrer, that perfectly encapsulates what might be the truest reason for his retirement. When asked why he stopped writing political satire, he supposedly replied, "I stopped when Henry Kissinger was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize." That single event represented a moment when reality became so profoundly, unfixably absurd that satire itself was rendered impotent. But what do you do when the absurd premise is the starting point of your daily news? He returned to his graduate studies and eventually took a position teaching mathematics and musical theater history at the University of California, Santa Cruz. For him, the simulation of the classroom and the quiet life of a professor was perhaps more fulfilling and sustainable than the chaotic, demanding life of a celebrity performer. Because he quit at his peak, his body of work remains a perfect, concentrated dose of pure genius. There are no bad late career albums, no embarrassing comeback tours, no sad attempts to recapture the old magic. His influence can be heard in the DNA of virtually every musical comedian who came after him. Every few years, a new generation discovers him, usually through the internet, and has the same reaction. How have I never heard of this guy? His work hasn't aged because the human follies he targeted, hypocrisy, greed, stupidity, and our capacity for self-destruction, are unfortunately timeless. His legacy is also one of integrity. In an era of relentless self-promotion and the desperate need to stay relevant, Lehrer's decision to walk away is an act of almost monastic purity. If you've never experienced the joy of a Tom Lehrer song, I implore you to seek him out. You will be listening to the voice of a man who saw the world with terrifying clarity and had the guts to turn what he saw into art. He was the ghost at the piano, the genius with a punchline, and the man who knew that sometimes the most eloquent thing you can say is nothing at all. Thank you, Tom, for everything.